Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. So today we're making something really simple, really easy, absolutely beginner friendly. And I made this using less than 2 yards of fabric, and trust me guys, this is a really quick one. This dress can be made in less about 20 minutes. So let's get into it. Here's the fabric we'll be using, and this is basically all we're going to be needing, except that we'll also use this bias tape to turn the armhole area. Now, first thing is to fold the fabric into four. The folded edge is towards me, and on this other end I have the four layers of the fabric. I've gone ahead to rule the starting line at the top. Next thing is to come down by 1.5 inches from that starting line in order to create the channel where we'll be passing the spaghetti straps from. So I'll just mark those points and connect them with this straight horizontal line. Now we'll come to this line that we just marked, and here I'm going to put my half shoulder measurement plus 4 extra inches. So you mark the half shoulder measurement and count 1, 2, 3 and 4. Note that point. Now from this point that we just marked, we're going to come down with a straight vertical line. This is going to be the armhole line. So on this line, we're going to put our round armhole measurement divided by 2. Okay, for me it's 9 inches. Then you're going to subtract 2 inches from that measurement, so that brings us to 7 inches. So I just marked 7 inches there, and I ruled a horizontal line across. So we'll come to this second line now, third line rather, and we're going to put our round bust measurement divided by 4 plus 5 extra inches. So you can see I'm using up the entire fabric, so I just mark that point there. So I'm going to connect those points with a curve like this. You can use a slant line if that's what you prefer. Alright, so for the length of the dress, guys, I'm going to show you something. I actually finished making this dress before I realized that the measurement I used for getting the length failed me. What I did was I placed the tape at that casing from the zero mark, and the dress was longer than what I wanted. So next time, or rather what to correct that, I used the 7 inches that we marked for the armhole, and I placed my tape on that casing for the spaghetti straps. So I placed 7 inch on that point, and I came down to take the length of the dress. Now because this dress has the frills at the bottom, you need to be sure how long you want the frills to be, because you're going to add that to the final dress length. Okay, so the first mark I made is the final length I want the dress to be, while the second one at the top is where the frills will be starting from. And then you also need to remember the sewing allowance, which is what you're going to use to connect, as in to join the frill to the main dress. So I use half an inch for that. So please factor in all these things when you're taking your measurements. Okay, all right, so we'll come back to our dress. All right, so now we're going to cut, and you can see that I came back to make the curve a little bit slant. It's not as deep as it was in the beginning. All right, so I'll just open up this area, and when I do that, we're going to have two pieces. One will be for the front and the other for the back. So I'll notch this channel that we made earlier so that it will be easy for me and it will make it more accurate. All right, so when you open it up, this is what you have, two pieces. So I'm just showing you how I used my pressing iron to iron this out so that it's easy for me when I'm sewing. I first folded it using the mark we made earlier, gave it a quick press and folded again. All right, the next thing I did now was to turn the armhole area with my bias tape. So to do that, you just open up the folds that we made with the pressing iron and go ahead to turn the armhole. So we'll repeat the same thing for the other piece as well. All right, and when you finish that, you sew up this area with a straight line in order to secure the channel for the spaghetti straps. Okay, now when you finish with the top area, you come to the bottom, and now it's time to attach the frills. So before we do that, we need to get the total length of this bottom area, which is the hem of the dress, and I'm going to double whatever measurement I get and use that double to cut out these strips of fabric that I'll use to create the frills. So here are the pieces of fabric, and I'll first hem them before I go ahead to create the gathers. I did the same thing for all the pieces, and now I'm going to show you how to attach them to the main dress. Now this is the right side of the dress facing me. I'm going to place this bottom frill right side on top of the main dress, and this is how we're going to sew it. We'll use a straight stitch to join it from one end to the other, so that when you turn it over, it's going to look like that. Now before I start sewing, I just want to show you that I'm going to come down a little bit from the seam that I used to create the gathers. Okay, I don't want to sew on top of it. So here I'm just quickly using pins to put the fabrics in place, and then I'll go over to the sewing machine and join it with a straight stitch like we just said. And that's it. Okay, like I say, this dress is really fast and easy to make. We're almost done. Honestly, we're almost done. So the very last, or almost the last step, is to join the dress on the sides. So in this armhole area, you notice the slant line. I did that so that I can close up any extra fabric, like to make the hole not so, like the armhole area not too big, so that it doesn't show so much of the armpit area. Okay, so I just did a little measurement. Okay, remember we said 7 inch, so I made it around 8 inch. Okay, you can see the entire thing gets up to around 9.5, so I'm using around 7.5 or 8 thereabouts. So that's where I make the slant line from, and then I continue with 1/2 inch sewing allowance to join both front and back pieces all the way down to the frills at the bottom. And guys, this is the final step, which is to pass the spaghetti straps around those channels. So I made 2 of these long strips of fabric. I'm going to use one for each, and I'll just use a safety pin to pass it through the channel. And when you finish doing that, guys, of course you repeat the same thing for the other side as well. So you can tie it up, or you can wait. When you put on the dress, you adjust it to your perfect size until it fits you the way you want, and you tie it up on your shoulders. And this is the look I was really going for. Trust me guys, this is so easy to make. Our dress is finally ready. Here it is. So simple, so quick, very comfortable, very breezy. I really enjoyed making this dress. Honestly, I really enjoyed making it. Thank you so much guys for watching. If you're new here, you're absolutely welcome. I really appreciate your time. I do hope you stick around and tell me what you think in the comments. I always enjoy to reply. And please don't forget to turn on your notification if you enjoy easy, simple tutorials like this. So till next time guys, bye.